Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Let me ask you a question. When you look at a price chart, what do you actually see? Most traders see candles going up and down. They see patterns, they see lines, but they're missing the most important piece of information on the entire chart: volume. Price is just the advertisement, volume is the actual transaction. It's like judging a restaurant only by its sign outside without ever checking if there are any customers inside. A restaurant can look amazing from the street, but if nobody is eating there, something is wrong. The same is true in the market. In this video, I'm going to show you how to read volume correctly. Not just what volume is, but what it means, why it matters, and how to use it to see what's really happening behind every move. After this video, every candle on your chart will tell you a story, and volume will be the proof behind that story. Before we begin, if you're serious about becoming a better trader and learning how smart money leaves clues on every chart, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And as always, this is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Now let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. Every chart speaks two languages at the same time. Language number one, price. Price tells you what happened. Did the market go up, down, sideways? That's the headline, the news title. Language number two, volume. Volume tells you how much conviction was behind that move. How many traders participated? How much money actually moved there? That's the evidence. The proof. Think of it like an election. Price is the result, who won. But volume is the number of voters who showed up. If only 10 people voted, does the result really mean anything? But if 10 million people voted, that's a declaration. The same applies to the market. A big green candle on low volume, suspicious. A big green candle on high volume, that's conviction, that's real. From now on, every time you look at a chart, don't just ask, where did price go? Also ask, how much money stood behind that move? Now, here's the single most important idea in this entire video. To read volume correctly, you only need one mental model, just one. Effort versus result. In the market, effort is volume, how much energy and how much money is being used. Result is the candle, how far price actually moved. Think of it like pushing a car up a hill. Your foot on the gas pedal is the effort. How far the car moves is the result. Case number one, you press the gas and the car moves easily. Big effort, big result. Everything matches. On the chart, that's a big candle with high volume underneath, lots of buyers, lots of conviction. The move is real, like a whole stadium standing up to cheer. That's genuine excitement. Case number two, you slam the gas pedal, the engine roars, fuel is burning, but the car barely moves. There's something blocking the road. On the chart, that's a tiny candle with massive volume underneath. This is called absorption. What's happening? Buyers are pushing hard, but there's an invisible wall. A large seller, smart money, is sitting there quietly absorbing every single buy order. Think of a dam. The water keeps pouring in, but the dam holds everything back. When the water runs out, when buyers exhaust themselves, there's nobody left to push price higher. And very often, price drops sharply. Case number three. You barely touch the gas, but the car keeps rolling uphill by itself. There's no resistance. The road is empty. On the chart, that's price moving up on low volume. This is called no supply. It doesn't mean buyers are extremely strong. It means sellers are absent. Nobody is selling. So the market doesn't need much effort to move, like walking on an empty road. No one is blocking your path. Now here's your cheat sheet. High volume plus a big candle equals a healthy move. High volume plus a small candle equals absorption, a warning sign. Low volume while price is still moving equals no supply or no demand. The other side is absent. Memorize these three combinations. They're the foundation of everything that comes next. Now let's apply effort versus result to specific candle patterns. This is volume spread analysis, or VSA. Three patterns every trader should recognize. Pattern one, stopping volume. Imagine price is crashing, red candle after red candle. Everyone is panicking and selling. Then you see this, a tall red candle. The volume bar underneath is huge, the biggest in weeks. But here's the key. The candle doesn't close at the very bottom. It has a long wick below, and the close is near the middle. What happened? Someone with deep pockets bought everything the panicking sellers were throwing away. They didn't stop the crash with words. They stopped it with money. High effort, small result. The price didn't go lower despite massive volume. That's absorption at the bottom, a potential reversal zone. Pattern 2, buying climax. Now imagine the opposite. Price has been rising for weeks. The news is great. Everyone is bullish. Retail traders are jumping in because they don't want to miss out. Then you see a huge green candle. Volume is extreme, the highest on the entire chart. To most traders, this looks like massive strength. But here's the plot twist. This is not strong buying. This is strong selling disguised as buying. Smart money uses that wall of buy orders from retail traders to unload their massive positions. They're selling into the demand quietly without crashing the price, like a vendor at a night market. The busiest moment is when they're clearing out the last of their inventory. The moment you FOMO in at the top might be exactly when smart money is walking out the door. Pattern 3, no supply test. After an uptrend, price pulls back slightly. You're worried. Is this a correction? Then you look at volume, a small red candle, very low volume. The market is asking a question. Does anyone want to sell here? And low volume answers, no, not really. That's a no supply test. Sellers are absent. The uptrend is likely to continue, like testing whether a fire is hot. You put your hand near it, it's cool. Safe to move forward. 3 patterns, 1 mental model, effort versus result. That's enough to understand 80% of what volume is telling you on any chart. Now, before we go further, let me clear up the most common mistake in volume reading. And if you've been making this mistake, don't worry, almost everyone does. The myth is this: green volume bars mean buying, red volume bars mean selling. That is not how it works. Here's the truth. Every single trade requires a buyer and a seller, always, without exception. If you bought 100 shares, someone else sold you those 100 shares. Volume counts the number of transactions, not which side is winning. The color of the volume bar simply follows the color of the candle. If the candle closes higher than it opened, the volume bar is green. If it closes lower than it opened, the volume bar is red. That's it. It has nothing to do with who is buying or who is selling. Think of a busy fish market at 5 in the morning. The market is packed, high volume, but there are buyers and sellers everywhere. You can't say today is all buying simply because the market is busy. Busy means activity. To know who is winning, you look at where the candle closes. So here's the rule. Don't look at the color of the volume bar. Look at the size of the volume bar combined with where the candle closes. Size plus close position. That's where the real story is. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful warning signals in volume analysis: volume divergence. When price and volume agree with each other, the trend is healthy. Price going up and volume going up, strong. Price going down while volume declines, selling is weakening. But when price and volume disagree, that's your early warning system. Imagine price is making new highs. The chart looks fantastic. Everyone is celebrating. But if you look at the volume bars, they're getting smaller. Each new high has less volume than the previous one. Think of a rocket. At launch, the fuel tank is full. The rocket blasts off with enormous power, but as the fuel burns, the thrust weakens. Eventually, the rocket falls. That's what declining volume during an uptrend looks like. The move is running out of fuel. Fewer and fewer traders believe in it. The same works in reverse. If price is falling but volume keeps dropping too, sellers are becoming exhausted. The selling pressure is drying up. That often signals a bottom is forming. Volume divergence is your free early warning system. The market hasn't crashed yet, but it's getting tired. It's like applause getting quieter after each speech. The audience is losing interest. The show is almost over. When you see price making new highs while volume makes lower highs, pay attention. Something may be about to change. Now let's turn everything into a simple process you can use on any chart in any market starting today. I call it the 3-step volume check. Step 1, zoom out. Before looking at individual candles, zoom out to the daily or weekly chart. Ask yourself, is volume generally increasing or decreasing? Have there been any unusual volume spikes recently? Think of it like checking the weather before leaving the house. You want to know the climate before worrying about the rain. Step 2. Zoom into key levels. Find the important support and resistance levels on your chart. Now watch what happens when price approaches them. Apply effort versus result. If price touches resistance and volume spikes, but the candle stays small, that's absorption. The wall is holding. Be careful. If price breaks through resistance with a large candle and high volume, that's a genuine breakout. Effort matches result, but if price breaks resistance on low volume, be suspicious. A breakout without conviction is often a trap. Step 3. Wait for confirmation. This is where most traders go wrong. They see one signal and immediately jump in. Don't do that. After a breakout, wait for the next candle. Does price pull back to the broken level? If it does and the pullback happens on low volume, that's a no supply test. The market tested the level and found no sellers. That's your confirmation. Patience for one extra candle can save you from 10 losing trades. Let's put it all together. Price approaches resistance. You zoom out. Volume has been steady. Price touches resistance. Volume spikes. But the candle is small with a long upper wick. High effort. Small result. Absorption. The wall is strong. You don't buy. You wait. Price drops. You avoided a trap. 3 steps. Zoom out. Zoom in to key levels. Wait for confirmation. That's your volume playbook. Before your next trade, run through this quick checklist. Is volume increasing or decreasing compared to recent bars? Does the effort match the result? Big volume should normally produce big candles. If not, someone may be absorbing orders. Are there unusual volume spikes near key levels? Is volume diverging from price? Are new highs forming on lower volume? And finally, what does the next candle confirm? Never act on one candle alone. When you ask these questions, you're no longer guessing. You're reading the market. You're seeing the proof behind every move because volume is not just another indicator on your chart. Volume is the truth serum of the market. Price can be pushed around, price can be manipulated, but volume shows you where real money and real commitment are stepping in. If this video helped you finally see what's really happening behind the candles, let me know in the comments. Which pattern are you going to look for first? Stopping volume, buying climax, or volume divergence? And if you found value in this lesson, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share it with another trader who needs to understand what volume is really saying. Thank you for watching. Stay patient, stay disciplined, keep learning. And remember, price tells you what happened, volume tells you why. I'll see you in the next video.